Chicana Boxing here with Mikey Garcia. Mikey, the last time you worked with a known promoter, you left with a bitter taste in your mouth. What was your thought process when Eddie Hearn approached you to do this co-promotion?
No, look, we've always had good conversations with Eddie Hearn and the team, at Matchroom and DAZN. And they've always been very interested in working with me. But for this upcoming fight, we made a good agreement. We came to a good agreement. We made a deal that makes sense for both, especially in this stage of my career. Like I said, my return fight made sense. So I'm very happy. Honestly, I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier. I think I struck the best deal available for me. And I'm happy to finally be working because, my brother has a few fighters that have been already working with Eddie, and they all have nothing but good things to say. So, it's time for me to explore it and see for myself.
Now, Jessie Vargas, obviously experienced in the welterweight division, two-division world champ. This is a fight that a lot of Mexicans are going to be looking forward to. Do you kind of wish you would have done it backwards in the way that maybe dip your feet into welterweight and then take on the harder-hitting fighters?
That's exactly what my dad and my brother wanted, to kind of just feel the waters with different opponents first before stepping in there with Errol or any of the other big welterweights. But, like I said, I'm all about challenges, and I just said, let's just take on the biggest guy out there. And we went after Errol, didn't go my way, but like I said, that's boxing. It happens. Okay, so move on. Let's keep pushing forward. Now for my return, we wanted a good name that can give me an opportunity to answer all of those questions, and Jessie Vargas does that. Jessie Vargas, former world champion, and solid, strong guy who always comes to fight. Only 2 defeats have come to the hands of Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley. So, that tells you the kind of fighter that tells you the kind of fighter he is. So, I'm very excited to be able to land this fight and given the opportunity to show my world, my people, my fans in the boxing world, that I got a lot more to give and to offer than what they saw in my last fight.
Speaking of big names, there's a guy over there, Regis. He just got here. There's obviously speculation. Pita actually tweeted the other day, like, why not now on DAZN? I know this is a one-fight deal, and you do one-fight deals as you go. Do you want to make it a 2-fight deal once maybe you want to face that man over there?
If everything goes well and I win, which I really plan on winning, and I hope I win February 29th, then at that point I will look into and explore whatever options are available. I think a fight with Regis would be a great fight, terrific matchup. He's a strong, solid guy, dangerous opponent, dangerous guys. So I think fans would really love to see that as well. I'll be able to entertain any offer, any possibility, any opponent that's out there, whether it's at 147 or 140. That's what I like about my position, that I can always explore anything that's available.
Earlier the year, there was rumors, I guess, of you facing Danny Garcia. And if you do want to stick to a 5th division world champion, do you want to stay with, more into the PBC stable, especially since they got all the welterweights?
Well, I'm gonna see how I feel after this fight and see what's available. If good matchups are available at 47, then I'll pursue working with whoever I have to work to secure those big fights. And now if things are, if I don't feel the same, or if I want to come down to 40, then I'm gonna explore fights at 40. Like I said, I'll remind you, I just love the position that I hold, the flexibility that I have, and the right to explore anything there, to look into and sit down at any matchup. PBC holds some of the world champions there, most of the champions there at 47. That doesn't mean we can't work. This fight, Jessie still has partnership with Lupe and with Al Heyman. So why can't we work together? Again, I've been working with Al for my last few fights. Every time he has something to offer me, I work with him. But again, I'm still not signed. We just work fight by fight, and it's been working well for me. So I don't see why we couldn't continue that kind of relationship.
Now, a fight that I'm pretty sure you are probably tired of by now for this fight, Lomachenko. Now that you're at 147, you might, still go to 140, but it's 135. It's still maybe now that's not a go unless Lomachenko were to move up?
I'm not looking at 35 at all right now. Maybe if I come down to 40 first, and if I feel that I can come down to 35, possibly. But I'm not looking at 35. I'm only mentioning 40 and 47 for the moment. If it's at 140 and he was willing to come up, I would love a fight with him. But like I said, I haven't heard anything from his team and his promoter reaching out to me regarding a fight like that. They have their roadmap. They have their fighters that they're fighting, and it doesn't seem like Mikey Garcia fits his agenda. I have my agenda as well. I'm looking at other names, other opponents. If our paths happen to cross in the future, then that'll be the fight.
Now you said you turned down a lot of names that just didn't interest you. Any names you wanna eavesdrop to us?
No, I don't want to mention any names just out of respect. I don't want to be the guy to leak any names like that. I do my business very privately. I mean, I don't really share a lot of information, and I think it's just part of being a professional. So, yeah, there were names that I clearly said no. Good names that I could have had a good fight with, but it just didn't excite me enough. It wasn't interesting enough. I think they would have really talked down a lot on that fight, and I think it would have hurt me in the long run, for my business. I think it would have been a short-term, short-term gain, but in the long run, it could have hurt my business. So I clearly said no to a few names until we came across Jessie. We looked into it a little bit, discussed it with my brother and my dad, and up until yesterday, we still didn't have a quite name decided, till last night we decided, okay, that's it. That's what we're doing.
Lastly, Mikey, the last time I spoke to you, you said the Manny Pacquiao fight didn't interest you. You weren't excited about that. Now seeing him against Thurman and what he did that change your mind?
Yes, that does change my mind. That really excites me and it interests me a lot. I feel that he really turned the clock back, 10 plus years with his last performance against Keith. He looked terrific. There has been some recent conversations regarding maybe a potential fight between me and Manny. I would love to fight Manny. I know he's busy right now with his political duties in the Philippines.
He just had his birthday?
He had his birthday like a day ago, so happy birthday. We'll see if maybe 2020 is the year that we get in the ring together.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Mikey.